definitely not hard to pick a load of freaking raspberry plants. Look at them all. Right in the sun, and the oil separates from everything else. Look at them pieces of chaga. Them are freaking huge. Yeah, check out the size of that piece. That's a freaking piece of chaga, I tell you what. She's ready. Would you let me get him out, boss? Here we go. Well, welcome to the Beaver Retriever channel, and today we're out foraging raspberry leaves. We're actually going to start saving raspberry leaves this year and trying to sell them so they can make them into a tea. Look, the deer flies today. Pick a bunch of raspberries and then I'll probably harvest some of these first year plants here. Hang them in my barn, let them dry. Wish I brought my snippers, I would just snip them off, but I forgot them, so I'm just going to pick them all up. Just like that, and we'll hang them in my barn. Just like that. Yeah, this is going to be pretty easy. Look at that bundle already. Yeah, I don't even know if I can sell them yet, so I just want to have a bunch on hand and then go talk to my buyer and see if he wants to put this on his website and maybe put some mullein on his website. I pick and harvest mullein plants too. I'm actually able to kind of bend it over and just break them off like that. And they're prickly, so I have my gloves on. It's a pile of freaking raspberry leaves. We're gonna stop somewhere else and get another big batch. Go hang them in my barn. All right, here's patch number 2 we're gonna go into. See quite a few raspberry plants up there right there. Yeah, definitely not hard to pick a load of freaking raspberry plants. Look at them all. I've only stopped 3 times. Been at this maybe a half an hour now. So hopefully it's a selling item. Hopefully I can get a market for this stuff because it is easy. Wow, look at all the freaking big berries. Look at these ones. Nice. We'll get a fucking handful easy here. I love being able to forage. It's freaking awesome. Look at them all. That is a bundle of freaking raspberry plants. That's all I'm gonna pick. That's a freaking truckload. Didn't even take me an hour to pick that. Now it's gonna probably take me an hour to hang it all up though. So now we're gonna head to the barn and put a wire across and start hanging plants. So I got a couple pieces of wire going from that beam to this beam, and we're gonna hang all these raspberry plants right on it. See all the melon I've already picked and drying. This is kind of my drying spot, no hay loft in the barn. I got my birch bark up here, some birdhouse gourds. After we hang these up, we're gonna go harvest some goldenrod. I just looked it up and they make a tea out of goldenrod, so we're trying to just gather as much stuff as I possibly can, hopefully in the next few weeks. So when I go to Alaska this winter, I can still be selling product down here. I can have my father or hire somebody to have it all dried and ready. As my buyer wants it, I'll just get somebody to bring it up to him. It'll be pretty cool, be 5,000 miles away and still be making money here. That's how to do it. So just hook them on a branch or a leaf. Get them all through here so they'll dry nicely. I'm down picking goldenrod now. We're just gonna pick a little bit today, and I think we'll pick more tomorrow. Got so much freaking goldenrod through here. This stuff's a lot easier to break than them raspberry bushes earlier. Yeah, we got 1 armload of goldenrod. So that's it for today. We'll grab some more each day for the next couple of weeks, I think. Do a little bit of everything. I want to do some pine needles for pine needle tea. Gotta do birch bark for birch bark tea. Gotta do aspen leaves and aspen bark tea. More goldenrod tea, raspberry tea. Got mullein already. Gotta do some pumpkin leaf tea. And whatever else I can look up and figure out we got it here on the property to sell. It's gonna be goldenrod. I think they're gonna hang nicely off of the few leaves at the base. That is a lot of goldenrod, so it's a lot more than I thought it was gonna be. That was only 1 freaking armload. I could probably make freaking 500 armloads out of what I got out in my field there. Here's some chaga tea that I've already got on hand to sell. Mushroom that grows on birch trees. I've been selling that for years. Probably been selling that for 6, 7, 8 years now. Now we're gonna water the pumpkin patch. I have a pretty big pumpkin patch here. About 1,500 seeds came up for me. That is a lot of pumpkins. So, but we've been in a little bit of a drought here lately, so I'm gonna go through and try to water some today. So what I'm gonna do is just siphon feed right out of the barrel, get a nozzle on the end of the hose, and we'll go through, water what we can. You're better off to go without the nozzle here. Alright, I'd had enough of the siphoning. It wasn't working the way I was hoping it was gonna. So we're breaking out the little 1-inch pump. I just don't have much hose. So we'll do something like this. Might work. Goes down there quite a ways. Nice. Yeah, pinching the hose like this, that's working pretty good. A lot better than I thought. Probably only gonna do the 1 tank full tonight though, but and tomorrow we're going chaga hunting. So in a couple of days we'll try to finish it. Alright, well that's it for today. Yeah, today we're going up to do some foraging. We're going to try to find some more chaga. Try to go 1 day a week trying to find chaga just to get a big stockpile going for the winter. Yeah, we're down into the chaga grounds. This is where I'm gonna walk. This is an area I covered, probably about 5 years ago now. So a lot of the spots we find today are gonna be spots I picked 5 years ago, and the stuff grows back. So yeah, I just found my first piece of chaga for today. It's way up there. Oh, there it comes. Yeah, so this is the first piece of chaga for the day. That's what it looks like. Looks like a piece of charcoal. Orange on the inside, that was what was against the tree. Yeah, I found one that I missed last time I was walking in here. Check out the size of this piece of chaga. That's freaking awesome. That's a good score. Yeah, I definitely missed that one last time. I must have been walking on the other side somehow and not seen that. Check out the size of that one. Nice. That's a good piece of chaga right there. Yeah, we're just gonna go a little bit further and then gonna go offload. That's almost freaking a whole pack full, so I'd hate to get any further out and then find even more. So, but we are gonna just do a loop in this little area and head it back for the truck and offload and come back for more. Found a little more, some right there, which works out pretty good. We're almost back to the truck. That should top off my bag right there. Yeah, we made it back to the truck. So, offload this. Get it chopped up. So I sell it chopped up at 4" and minus. So once I get it to this point, I just go through it and chop it up. Yeah, I'm gonna be picking blueberries for a while here. Look at them all. That's freaking awesome. Yeah, definitely nice this time of year. Be able to forage. It's another good handful of blueberries. It's like my 3rd handful already. Alright, that's it on the blueberries. I sit here all day picking blueberries. Got 1 more handful there. So we're gonna go up to a new place and do 1 more walk chaga hunting, and then I got a nuisance beaver job to set up, and another nuisance beaver job to go check. Go down into the next area. Yeah, this is probably our last walk for today. Yeah, so if I remember correctly, down in the back of this area, there was 1 tree that filled a freaking backpack twice. I actually had to come out and offload a backpack, go back in and get more. So I'm gonna try to find it. See if we can find it. Probably not. It's probably another whole different area. I've covered freaking thousands of acres, so I don't. Could be mixing it up with somewhere else. I don't know. Oh, there it comes. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, we get some right there. And we got some right there. Nice. That's a good batch. Yeah, that was quite a bit off of that tree. Those some nice pieces. Alright, I give up on trying to find the tree that was loaded. This is freaking a lot of weight in this pack right now. Out of breath, sweating, muggy out, buggy out. Yeah, hopefully this is the last piece, because man, I'm overloaded here. It is getting muggy out here, muggy and hot, probably 80s and muggy. Yeah, that's a good pack full. I definitely think there's probably going to be 40 to 50 pounds altogether today. Yeah, since I foraged some blueberries earlier, I might also forage some raspberries now. This week's just full of foraging. Yeah, they got the freaking road flooded. Yeah, Holy shit. I think I got 2 footholds with me, so we're gonna set them up there by the bridge. And maybe we can set a conibear or 2 along that shore out back there. Well, I don't think the bridge is very good anymore. Hey, I think this little spot's gonna work perfect. Nice and deep. I'm gonna put the foothold right there. Little caster mound right there. That's the beaver house. Yeah, I see a bunch of otter poop on the bridge here. There's otter poop right there. More otter poop right there. Some old otter poop right here. Freaking otter's been using the bridge as a toilet. So there's that one. It's a nice spot actually. Put that foothold in. Yeah, so now I'm gonna grab the other foothold. I think I'm gonna go set it on their dam. Yeah, so I got that other foothold in. Now I'm gonna put in a couple of conibears and this channel right here. I don't think it's deep enough. I just found a nice spot right underneath this log right here. That'll work. I'll put a caster mound up back by where the dog is. That should work pretty good for over here. Yeah, that's a good set right underneath that log. I've already been diving through here. Alright, so we got 2 footholds and 2 conibears in that spot. So that should be able to get them. So we're gonna come back in probably 2, maybe 3 days and check it. So now we're headed out to check a job I've already got set up. I don't think it'll stay there, but there was a a blue heron here in the ditch. Mama and baby moose up in the road here. Mama and the baby. Nice. Boss. There you go. Good mama. Good mama. I haven't mentioned I love my job. Where else can you go drive around with your freaking dog with his head out the window and seeing moose and trapping beaver and picking chaga and self-employed for 12 years now. Alright, here's the beaver job. That's why it's called. I'm watering the road like this. Oh, I see the beaver right there. Yeah, that's a big beaver. It's actually a huge beaver. Definitely one of the adults. Alright, trap 3 is still set. Oh, I see more fur. Looks like a nice big beaver. Alright, that's it for here. Alright, we're in the barn weighing that chaga from today. Let's see what we had. Yeah, so the barrel's about 9 pounds. So that's makes it 48, 49 pounds we found. That's exactly what I was hoping to find today. So at wholesale, that's probably about $250. Yeah, so we've been working on some beaver tail oil. We put chunks of beaver tail in the glass jar right in the sun, and the oil separates from everything else. You see the oil layer right there? That's all oil from there above. But today we're going to add more beaver tail to it. Stuff I use this coyote trapping. This is a good scent lure for coyote trapping. Yeah, today we're out picking goldenrod again. But first I wanted to show you this freaking pine tree that got hit by lightning right down in my parents' field. I noticed this a couple weeks ago. Lightning definitely hit that tree. Comes all the way down the tree, kind of jumps around the branch up there. And grooved right into the freaking tree. Alright, so we're out here in the field here. And there's this goldenrod all over the place here. Fill up this tote. We're gonna tote today. And then we'll go hang it in the barn. Yeah, that's a bundle full. I think that's gonna be enough for today. Let's go in the barn, hang this up, and then we'll go for some raspberry leaves. I kind of wish I thought of this years ago. I've been selling like birch poles and birch bark and stuff over the years. Even sold birch branches today. I don't know why I never thought of teas. And I've done chaga for probably 6-7 years. Yeah, I hope this is a selling item. So freaking easy to pick. Alright, we got that batch all hung up, so that's a lot of freaking goldenrod. 2 rows here full of goldenrod. Alright, so now we're off to get some more raspberry leaves. So many raspberry plants, like everywhere. Looks like there's going to be a huge patch out back in that light out there. So that's what we got today. We're going to get it upstairs and upstairs of the barn and get it drying. Yeah, I've always said there's a market for everything. You just gotta find it. And there is. You can find a market for just about everything. That is a lot of tea. And you got this goldenrod over there. That's a lot of goldenrod. 2 rows of that too. In a couple of days we're gonna work on some birch bark and pine needle tea. So yeah, now we're gonna take that chaga we found yesterday and try to put it in these crates drying. This is some of my last batches all dried. Okay, I'm just gonna take all this stuff that's dry and dump it right in my crate here. Yeah, it's a pile of chaga in stock right now. It's gotta be 100 pounds or so dry. I'm just gonna pour a bunch of this right into the crate. Yeah, another batch of chaga drying. It'll be nice to have all kinds of this on hand next winter. So when I'm in Alaska, hopefully my buyer here is ordering some and my father can bring it up to him, and I'll be making money down here while I'm up in Alaska. Eventually here we'll get back to working on my airplane. I got this little ultralight airplane, got a little snowmobile motor in it and everything. I bought it a couple of years ago and a bunch of the ribs on the wing were broken. So you can see right here, you can see that's broken right there. So I went through and added new ones. And went all the way down through it. Pretty much all of these ones were all broken. The X-bracing up inside here was broken. So I wasn't going to fly it like that. So I went and glued it all together, and now all I have to do is put new fabric over the top of it. And then put the resin to it and then paint it. And we got to do the other wing. The other wing had some broken ribs too. So I plan on flying it only in the winter time when I can use like an old field or a lake as a takeoff and landing. So I got skis for it. Skis right here. A pair of skis right for it. So hopefully this winter before I leave for Alaska we get a little bit of snow here, and I got a big field I know I can go use to see if I can't fly. I've never flown before, so I've been up in the plane once. That was it. So stay tuned. If not not this winter, but the following winter, I'll definitely be flying the plane all kinds. So, all right, me and Boss Dog headed up to do some chaga hunting today. So hopefully we find some. Yeah, so I'm headed into a spot that I missed. I was in here about a month and a half ago, chaga hunting. I got re-looking at the maps the other day and I saw this little area. It looked like some good wood, so we're gonna go back in there and cover it. Yeah, so I normally honk the horn when I get to some places just to scare off any critters that are out there. And for some reason my horn's not working this morning, so I'm gonna shoot off my gun a few times. Don't want to run into a mama bear and baby bear. So this is how I do my chaga hunting, is I use aerial photo maps, Google Maps. You can see right there at the tip of my thumb, look at all that hardwood down through there. There's the patch of wood I'm after. There's some nice trees down through there. I just found a freaking monster piece. First one of the day. Pretty big. Way up there. I gotta find my way up this freaking cliff. And there's one on that tree way back there. Not real big around, but still a nice piece of chaga up there. Like that. Oh. Yeah, look at that piece. That piece stuck out of the tree quite a ways. Nice, it's a good start. Here's piece number 2. Yep, some right there. Some down here. Getting into some steep ground here. That's a hell of a hill. I know you can't tell on this camera, it doesn't do it justice. But definitely goes down. Oh, I think I just hit the mother lode. Looks like some huge pieces down over the hill here. Wait till you see these pieces. These are unreal. That's awesome. That's got to be one of the best trees I've ever found right here. Look at them pieces of chaga. Them are freaking huge. 2 pieces there and 1 right up there. Look at these pieces of chaga. Man, that's got to be freaking almost 20 pounds alone right there probably. Holy, that's a good freaking score. Gotta be 30-35 pounds just in that one freaking tree. Be a long freaking hike out of here. We had to break out my other pack. And if I find any more, I'll just have to come back for it. This is gonna be too much. This hill is steep And they're still probably half a mile from the truck. Yeah, this will get me in shape for my winter trapping this winter. Headed for Alaska. Yeah, that's a big piece of chaga up there. So we're gonna work our way back to the truck. It's freaking steep. Man, it's gotta be 30 to 40 pounds in chaga here. Holy. That steepness kills you. That's what it is. I feel like I'm in shape until you hike up freaking mountainside with a bunch of chaga. More over on a tree back there. Up high, right up there. Who knows, I'll probably find more on the way back out, but the truck should be up over this hill right here. Oh, we made it to the truck finally. I didn't think I was getting out. Had to stop quite a few times. There's a lot of weight. We're gonna get it into the barrel and chopped up and take a break. Nice, this is a pretty good day. This little area has been freaking very good to me. So I saw 2 more pieces on my walk out, and just sitting here on break, I saw one way up high in a tree right there. Nice big one. Yeah, this one by the truck's pretty good knot. All right there. Nice. Yeah, we'll grab that when we get back to the truck next time. Ooh, I found some already. I think I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna go look at it, but I'm gonna leave it. I'm not far from the truck, so I'm not carrying this piece down over the hill, back up to the truck. It's a nice knot. Nothing more down this hillside. Did I ever mention I love my job? I love hiking through the woods like this, foraging for chaga. Some of the wood I get to see and some of the area I get to cover. I've covered thousands of acres. Been doing this for probably 7-8 years now. Yeah, I ain't found any in a while now. Headed down over this hill. Kind of went in a roundabout way. Lots of birch trees, but not a drop of chaga. So, weird how that works. You never know. Should have covered ground. Yep, that's how chaga goes. I just walked on the other side of this tree. Where is it? This tree right here. I walked over right over through here and didn't see nothing. Then I looked back and that is the big knot of chaga. Yeah, look at that knot. Oh, there it goes. Big tree. Look at that thing. We're gonna have another overloaded pack here by the end of this walk. All right, I quit on that one. That is just too hard. It's too high up. Hate to leave it, but we're gonna, so we're out of here. Yeah, someday if I'm hard up for chaga, I can come back for that piece with my climbing gear. I got climbing gear. This is the last one for this area. A couple of skinny pieces on there. And we're going to check some nuisance beaver traps. Yeah, that was a pretty big piece. That was that bigger one we just found on that walk. Now we're gonna run up there, grab these 2 pieces that I saw in my beginning of that last walk, and we're out of here. Now that wasn't chaga today. Just went and got that other batch. And with these 2 knots here, I bet we're 150 pounds or better. Yeah, I bet that's probably close to 150 pounds. That barrel full. Alright, so change of plans. We're gonna go for one more walk. I was just looking at my maps there on my phone, and it looks like a nice freaking patch of woods that I'm kind of skipped over right here. So we're gonna go try that real quick. There's an old logging cut. Like they cut into the tree and saw it was rotten and didn't finish cutting it down. Long time ago. And the tree's falling down and half rotted away. Yeah, I just found a good piece of it. Happen to have this dead pole right here by it. Bring it right over and pluck it off. Yeah, look at that knot. That's a pretty good knot up there. Nice. Finding a little bit more. Some right there. And some actually up on that tree behind the branches right there. This is turning out to be a freaking good walk too. Oh yeah. Gracious. That's gonna be almost the biggest one I've ever found. Look at that freaking one. That thing is freaking monstrous. Still probably not the biggest, but it's up in the top 5, I bet. That's got to be 25-30 pounds alone. Oh yeah, another monster one down right on that tree back there. Holy shit. That's awesome. There. Whoa. Yeah, check out the size of that piece. That's a freaking piece of chaga, I tell you what. And the other one I see right around the corner here is almost the same size, so holy, that's a pile of chaga. Yeah, this one isn't quite as big, but still pretty big. Yeah, right there. Yeah, that was a couple more good pieces on that tree. Nice. Holy moly. This is gonna be a hell of a walk out of here. I got about 1,000 feet to go. So it ain't too overly bad, but man, there's some weight here. Holy, it's turning into a mission. I'm coming up to that freaking rock cliff. I don't think I'm gonna be able to go down over right there. Be able to make it down right here. Yeah, we're making it down the cliff here. We're just going straight down over. It's freaking hard, but one step at a time. Take breaks. This is a hell of a cliff here. That's straight out right there. Let's see. Yeah. So we're getting there slowly, easily, safely. Trying to. Yeah, made it back out to the road. Walking up to get the truck right now. Pick up that Chaga and go trapping. I'm done on the Chaga, and that last walk, that killed me coming down over that freaking hillside. Yeah, that batch filled up freaking Rubbermaid container. I'm not gonna chop it up in this. This is more brittle than that old barrel. And there's that one big knot. I'm gonna leave that hole and weigh that all as one piece when we get home. I'm betting that's gotta be 25 to 30 pounds in that one piece alone. So that's probably almost $150 worth of Chaga right there in that one piece. If I took the time and sell it at retail, that's freaking probably about 300 bucks right there. Man, am I happy I went for that one more walk. If we went for that one more walk, we wouldn't have been breaking no records. Well, I definitely know that's over 200 pounds, but we'll find out. Probably tomorrow morning we'll weigh that. By the time I get home today after checking traps, it'll be kind of late. So tomorrow we'll see how much I actually found. I'm betting it's 220 pounds. If I had to guess, maybe, maybe not. Yeah, down into the beaver job. All right, first trap. Oh, let's set off. I said beaver and boss came running. Yep, there's the beaver. Boss is ready. Would you let me get him out, boss? Nice, there's the beaver. Beaver number one. Here's beaver number two, right here. Get him by the tail. He ended up trying to sit on the trap. Didn't work out very good for him. Alright, got one more trap left to check. Nice. I see the other adult beaver. 3 out of 4 traps had beaver in them. Yep, that's definitely an adult. Nice, what a productive day. Now we got one more flowers to check. And if I'm feeling up to it, I gotta go try to clean out a dam in another spot, but I think I might just leave that until I know I'm done with that job we're about to check. Yeah, headed down a freshly graded road here into our next beaver job. Look how freaking dusty it is. There's the grader right there. Alright, here's beaver flowage number 2. Let's see if we got anything. We got 2 here last time. Yeah, well, there was a little one in one of my foothold traps, so that makes number 3 out of here. Yeah, we got one more. Yeah, definitely whole family here. Yeah, that's a little one. Alright, well, that's it for today. Alright, it's the next day. We're gonna weigh all that Chaga. I wanna see how much we got yesterday. Yeah, it's 109 pounds in that barrel alone today. I don't know why I thought I had over 200 pounds. That one there is 50.22. We're gonna empty it out and get a tear on this. Still gonna be a lot though with that one there. Yeah, that one was 46 pounds of Chaga on that tote, so we're up to 155 pounds, and we're gonna weigh our big chunk now. That weighs 20 pounds. I got 175.8 pounds of Chaga yesterday. So, and that dried will be roughly 95 pounds or so. 95 times 10, that'd be $950 in Chaga. And that's wholesale. If I actually took the time to retail that, which just takes so much longer in dealing with customers, I'd just rather find that one buyer. But I'd make double that. I'd make almost $2,000 in that one freaking haul. So that's how you can make $1,000 in a day with finding Chaga. So that was a pretty good haul yesterday. So you definitely got to find the right area and still got to find a buyer for it all. I got a buyer at least. So I'm not saying everybody can do this. Just this is how I do it. Yeah, the Chaga collection is growing. Some of the 3 big knots. Them are freaking nice. That's what we found yesterday. That's what I already had dried and ready to sell. I got a lot of chaga. We're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep hammering down for the next month. Try to store a bunch of this so I'll have enough for a year. Yeah, so instead of a 55-gallon drum watering the pumpkin patch like I was trying to do the other day, we're gonna use my big drum for my sap tank. We do maple syrup here. I got a sugar shack here. I make maple syrup every year. Yeah, we're just filling it up to my parents' house off their faucet. All right, we got a full tank of water. We're out here in the pumpkin patch, and we're gonna just kind of like pinch over the end of the hose here and spray it around, see how far I can reach. I'm hoping I can do this whole patch right here with this one full barrel. Yeah, this is going to take a while, but definitely need it. We've been right in a drought here and no rain in sight here for at least a week, so hopefully I'm getting them a good enough soak in, but I guess something's better than nothing. Yeah, so I got 3/4 of that patch watered with that full tank. So. Alright, well, since I've been doing a bunch of foraging this week, I might as well forage a meal. So we're going to grab some crayfish. I got some crayfish traps in this pond. Trap 1's got quite a few. There'll be almost a dozen in there. Nice. Alright, trap 2. Look at all the crayfish in this pot. Alright, this is the meat part of the meal. Now we want to get some evening primrose. And never eaten them, but I've always known you can eat them, so we're gonna try some of them, and maybe we're gonna try some wild carrots too. All right, this is the evening primrose I'm gonna harvest. There is a lot of them on there. These little seed pods. They're supposed to be just like green beans. All right, well, that's what I got of them. So these are supposed to be wild carrots. Supposedly them are like carrots. Yeah, look at them all this white here are all them wild carrots. Hey, we got me some wild carrots. Yeah, that's my wild carrots. Some butter on them. Don't that look good? Fresh freaking crayfish. Alright, well, dinner was a big fail last night. I ended up having crayfish and Doritos. So them carrots and them evening primrose were just, the carrots were tough and the evening primrose wicked stringy. So yeah, well, that's it for this week. So thanks for watching. Make sure to stay tuned in next week for more adventures with the Beaver Retriever.